Hi, I'm Mayor Allen, and welcome to another episode of Local Business, which was formerly called Good Works. So today's show, we're going to South Park Township to learn a little bit about what they're doing down there. And then we are finishing up at Still Cactus, which is a new restaurant in Bethel Park up by Cool Springs. Well, today on this episode of Local Business, we're in South Park Township, and we're with Township Manager Karen Fosbaugh.
That's correct, yes.
And Karen, thank you for being with us today.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity, Jack. Thank you.
Well, this is sponsored, as you know, by the Chamber, and
Yes.
this is the first municipal government we've been to. So we do have a lot of viewers out there, and what we hope to accomplish today is learning about what South Park Township is today, what it derived from years ago, and the direction you're going in the future.
Right, thank you.
So if you can give us a little background on when South Park, I know my brother lived in a library, and I know that's
Yes.
part of South Park. So if you can just give us a little background on how South Park Township evolved.
All right, it evolved from the 1845 period of time when the township was incorporated, which was a typical way that townships were formed at that time. And the township was incorporated with various land tracts that were owned by individuals of substantial size during that time period. And South Park was known as Snowden. And back in the 60s, at that time, it was decided that the township, there was a decision made to to incorporate the township name, changing that from Snowden to South Park. Well, in the 90s, the entire township was not designated as South Park Township Post Office, so an effort was underway at that time with the U.S. Postal Service to change the zip code from 15129 Library, PA, which was one of the two areas of the township at that time, to South Park, PA. Unfortunately, the entire designation was not approved by everyone for the entire township. So a portion of the township that was known as Library is now identified as South Park, PA 15129. There are two areas. One is still referred to on occasion as the library area, and there's also the Broughton area. And those are the two main sections of our community.
Okay. What is the population of South Park?
The population as of the 2010 census was approximately 13,451 people.
Okay.
I think it's grown since that time, but that's the official
Sure.
U.S. Census count.
And when it was Snowden Township, I know that you also have the South Park School District.
That's correct.
Was that South Park School District then,
Yes.
or did that change also?
It was always, well, it was Snowden Township, it was Snowden High School, and it is now South Park School District. We're fortunate because we are a community that has one township and one school district. We don't have many different communities being serviced by one school. So it makes things a little easier from an operational standpoint.
Right.
Yes.
And then one thing I noticed that in our chamber we have one township, one borough, and one municipality. So can you tell us a little bit about what South Park Township actually is run by? Who runs the township itself as opposed to Bethel Park?
All right. Bethel Park, I believe, is a home rule community, and it is a borough. South Park Township is a second-class township. We have 3 elected officials, and they're identified as the Board of Supervisors, and they are elected for 6-year terms. Every 2 years, one of our supervisors does have to run for office. His term expires. That way, you do have some continuity on your board. You don't have 2 people leaving at the same time or whatever the case may be. The Board of Supervisors, they're elected at large, meaning I believe in Bethel Park you have wards.
Right.
Our Board of Supervisors, they're elected at large, meaning they're not representing one particular ward, they're representing the entire township, both the Broughton and the library areas.
Okay. And you said they're elected every 2 years, and
They're-
they have a 6-year term.
They have a 6-year term, right, which is under under the requirements of the second class township code.
Okay. And you're actually surrounded by Bethel Park on the northern part.
Yes.
And then Union Township.
We have Bethel Park, we have Union Township, we have Jefferson Hills. There is a small section of Pleasant Hills and a small section of Baldwin. There's a little tip of Baldwin as well.
Okay. And then you have, well, you said you had Baldwin. So you just have at this point with the South Park Post Office, just one zip code in South Park then?
No, the former library area is identified by one zip code, 15129. But the Broughton area, that particular area of the township is serviced by Pleasant Hills, which is 15236. And there are 2 streets in the Finleyville Union Township area. I mean, they're still in South Park Township, but they have a Finleyville address because they're right on the border, and they are serviced by the Finleyville Post Office.
Okay.
So,
Now, what different amenities do you offer your residents of South Park? I know you have a library.
yes, well, South Park Township, for the most part, is a bedroom community. However, one of the great luxuries that we have is we share the vastness of the Allegheny County Park with Bethel Park. That provides our residents with a huge opportunity for recreation. We have a significant presence of the Montour Trail in our community, and a number of sections have not been completed, and they're underway.
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting for funding, and also one, when we will talk later, is part of a new development that is also underway. We provide a number of recreational facilities as well through our 2 main parks, which is Evans Park Complex and Wilson Field Complex. And we also have some little parklets in various township areas that we maintain for our residents in various neighborhoods.
Okay.
We have a great library with a lot of resources, books, CDs, DVDs, computers. We offer computer classes. We offer a number of programming events for, there's a lunch and learn, which is offered for seniors during the afternoon, which has been very popular. That was instituted not too long ago. We have another program that is a destination type program where residents have the opportunity through the spring, summer, and fall months to go to various destinations. They pay a certain fee for that, and a bus is secured, such as there was a walking tour of the Strip District. There was looking at the architecture of the Pittsburgh area downtown. Mm-hmm. So those are just some of the tours, and that's been a very popular item as well. We do offer a large summer recreation program, which is typically 7 weeks during the summer months, and there really are a number of activities offered. There's playground recreation. We partner with the county for a program with the park rangers, and that's become very popular. This will be the 3rd year for the program. We also offer programs related to the arts. We did a program for building rockets. So we try to offer as much as we can for children across a large number of subjects and interests, so that it's not just sports, concentrated in sports.
Sure.
There's other programs being offered as well.
Now, do you have a full-time recreation director?
No, our recreation director is part-time,
Okay.
and she does a very good job.
Okay.
She's here 2 days a week, but she's also here, right now we have a basketball program underway, which we have approximately 20 teams, which is the largest it's been in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll oversee that as well. If she needs to come out in the evenings or on the weekends, she will. So she is part-time, but she's very flexible with her hours.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your police force?
Our police force is composed of 15 members. We have a chief, we have 4 sergeants, and we have 10 patrolmen. They're located across the courtyard here. Our complex is built kind of like on like a campus type atmosphere, a layout. They're located across the parking lot, and our officers are very well respected throughout the community. They're involved in a number of different, programming issues, and they visit the schools. We've been named one of the 10 safest communities for a number of years by various entities. They've just received, I believe, for the third or fourth year in a row, the AAA Platinum Award for Safety in our community, which is a combination of not only police statistics, but also public works projects, road programs, things of that nature.
Okay.
So,
Now, the South Park itself, you did mention that it is shared with Bethel Park.
that's correct, yes.
Now, the county police obviously patrol the whole park.
Yes.
Do you patrol half of the park and Bethel patrols the other half, or?
No, it's patrolled solely by county police.
Okay.
However, if there are calls where South Park Township's assistance is needed, they will assist on a call. If there's an accident or something of that nature, we will provide assistance on a call.
Okay, all right. Anything else that you want to let us know or let the viewers know about South Park that they don't know, or if there's something, and we'll talk about the future of South Park,
Okay.
because it sounds really interesting.
Yes.
That it's going to put you into the next phase of growing the community.
Exactly, and it's where we'd like to go.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, at this time, why don't we turn it over to you and let the viewers know exactly what your plans are for the future. I understand that some of the project, phase one, has already started.
Correct.
So if you can just let us know about your project that
Sure.
you're
This is the future of South Park Township. What we're looking at here is a development identified as Summit Station. Now, Summit Station is in the location of the former Consol Energy site. And Consol Energy divested itself of, although it was a long-term presence in our community, they divested themselves of their property and relocated to South Point. Well, a developer, TNR Properties, Miro Development, they purchased the site, and it is directly adjacent to the park and ride located in our community. And this is really a transit-oriented overlay development. And what that means is you're trying to provide for a development that is adjacent to public transit and include amenities that make it easy for residents in that development to utilize public services for transportation. Right now, we are in phase one of a three-phase development. Phase one is here. There are 2 apartment buildings, one of which is under construction as we speak, 90 units in each of those buildings. This is part of phase one, in addition to approximately 70 townhouse units and also approximately 40 single-family homes. So that is all part of the phase one development, which has been approved and is underway. Now, phase two is the very interesting part of the development. It includes a retail section. Now, South Park Township is essentially, I believe, as I'd mentioned before, a bedroom community. So this is something that we're really looking forward to, because we don't have a lot of retail in our community. However, this site provides for it because this portion of the property is designated a commercial zoning district, but it's part of the overall TOD. So what we're looking here in this section is actual retail development, probably in the neighborhood of about 55,000 plus square feet. Mm-hmm. One thing we're hoping to encourage, and this is something that is a long-term hope for the township, and we're working with the developer on making this happen, but it's also something that our residents have been asking for, is a grocery store. And because so much of our property is taken up by County Park, and we're somewhat challenged geographically along our main thoroughfares. This is something that would be a welcome addition to our community, and we're really hoping that we can make this happen, because our residents do have to travel outside the community for basic,
Right.
for groceries, and this would be something that would really be a convenience as well as a great amenity.
So, Karen, the up here, these are the single-family homes?
That's correct.
And obviously the apartment buildings, the townhouses.
Right.
So that's all phase one.
No, this is phase one right here, okay? And part of this. Now, this is phase two along here, and this is phase three. Well, no, you're correct. This is phase one. This is phase three over here, and there's also a portion of the property located across the street. across the street from Brownsville Road. These are going to be carriage homes as well. PRD, a planned residential development townhouse. These plans are not finalized yet, so only phase 1 has been adopted and approved by the township. So phase 2 and phase 3 are subject to change depending upon market conditions and
Right.
whatever else may occur. But this retail section is something that we are going to focus on as well.
Now, this will have one traffic light just for the whole project?
Yes, that's correct.
And as you said, was there a name for the project?
The name of the project is Summit Station.
Summit Station.
Right. This here is, at this time, is being discussed as like an assisted living complex. Now, again, this will be part of phase 2, so we don't know
Okay.
at this point if that's going to change or not. But one interesting point that I'd like to bring up about the development is along here is the Montour Trail, all right? And this is the main driveway into the development. There's going to be a pedestrian walkway that's going to arch over the Montour Trail. So I think that's really just a really interesting concept
Right.
that the developer is incorporating into the plan.
Now, the Montour Trail currently ends at the Park and Ride?
Yes,
Okay.
right in that vicinity, yes.
And obviously, there's a large Park and Ride station right at the end of the T.
Correct.
And these people have certainly terrific access to it
Correct, yes.
for commuting.
Right. So there's I believe it's approximately 400 lots. But again, we're encouraging, and the developer is encouraging, walking trails and so that people walk, or even bike riding to the Park and Ride as opposed to always driving over there.
Mhm.
So another project that is tying in with this is at the intersection of Route 88 and Brownsville Road. That intersection right now needs some work. There are some buildings that are not the most attractive, and they're really not occupied as we speak. So what the township is doing at this time is we have a plan that is in the process of being completed by our engineer, Gateway Engineers. And what it involves is relining that intersection and providing for a turning lane and the removal of a number of those buildings on the opposite side.
Right. And that's right where the library fire hall is?
Down from the library fire hall, yes.
Okay.
Yes. The library fire hall and the other business on the side there, the generator shop, that's not going to be
Right.
affected. Right. But the turning lane, we feel, will make the traffic move much easier through that development, through that particular area of our township, and also enhance the area because those buildings really don't make it the most attractive entranceway into our community. So this is all part and parcel together.
Because I go past that way quite often, and it's like right past St. Joan of Arc.
Yes.
I mean, they're older buildings,
Right.
but I look at different areas around,
Right.
and it's like, boy, what a nice center of town that would be.
I know.
If the buildings were updated and
Right.
so on. So
But this opportunity presented itself, with the traffic
Sure.
and the new development and whatever. We felt that this needed to be addressed, and as I said, this was an opportune time to do that as well.
okay. And what's the time frame on the whole project? I know it's far down the road, certainly with phase 2.
I'm thinking possibly, finalizing, and when you have to consider too market conditions
Sure.
and the economy as a whole, we're looking probably 8 to 12 years down the road
Okay, for
for the
phase 1.
entire project to be completed.
And then what do you project from a population increase just from this project?
Well, I'm thinking at least we're looking probably at least 500 people.
Okay. Okay. All right. And anything else you wanted to mention about
The township as a whole.
the
Or about
project
the
first?
project?
Yes.
No, we're just, this is an opportunity. This is something that's taking our community forward into the future. And this is what we would like our township to be. This is a community that's not anymore based on coal mining, which it was many years ago, and
Right.
it hasn't been for quite some time. But we would like it to move forward into the next phase because it is a beautiful community. It is, as I keep saying, it is a bedroom community, but this offers a number of different amenities on one site, in addition to being located in close proximity to the Park and Ride.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, that's very exciting.
It is.
It's not often that you see
Right.
a borough or whatever undertake a project of that magnitude.
And to be here at this time, it's very exciting for all of us that are, involved with the project.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I personally know the three supervisors, and they are definitely hard workers. So
they are,
they're going to roll their sleeves up and get it done.
yes.
Before we conclude, is there anything else that you want to tell
Well,
us about South Park?
We have another development that is in the planning phase at this time. The development has not received final approval, but it is going to be known as the Villas of South Park, and that's going to be located in the Snowden Road area of our township,
Okay.
which is kind of like on the opposite end. And that is going to be a combination of both. That's going to be carriage homes and single-family homes as well, and you're looking at approximately 100 units. So that's something that is exciting to us
Oh,
also.
right.
So it's like we're at either end of our community. We have the opportunity now for really some nice development. Not that we don't have many nice developments here, but moving into the future, I mean, some areas of property, some sites that had been vacant for quite some time or really underused, such as the console site. Now the opportunity is here to really make those viable for our community.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate you meeting with us today.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Our viewers certainly learned a little bit about the history of South Park,
Yes.
the way it used to be, and the way you foresee it in the future. So I want to thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you, Jack, for the
All righty.
opportunity.
Good luck on your project.
Thank you, and everyone come to South Park.
But don't move from Bethel Park.
Okay.
Our next business today is Still Cactus. They're located at 1000 Cool Springs Drive. I'm with Rebecca, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about the restaurant. Rebecca, how long have you been open at this location?
So we have been open since August 24th of last year.
Okay. And how many locations are there of Still Cactus?
So we have 6 Steel Cactus locations. We're just opening one in Myrtle Beach right now, but our company has about 20 restaurants across Pittsburgh.
Okay. And what are some of the ones that people might recognize?
Local, Social House 7, 10 Penny, Delaney's.
Okay. You're well-rounded as far as the locations and different types of restaurants.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and the type of food that you serve here would you consider like Mexican or Tex-Mex?
We're kind of like Tex-Mex with a Pittsburgh flair on it. So we don't have any traditional Mexican food. That's the biggest thing that we differ from Tex-Mex restaurants and regular Mexican restaurants, because we have different kinds of, elements to our food that those places don't have.
So a Pittsburgh flair that you mentioned, what would that entail?
So we have like buffalo chicken tacos and like Chipotle brisket tacos and fun things like that you won't find at Mexican restaurants.
And you only find around Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to have to convince Myrtle Beach to turn into a Pittsburgh restaurant.
Yeah, definitely.
Also. The owners, I understand they're local.
Yeah, they are. Adam and Mike DeSimone, 2 brothers, and Pat, their dad, is also a part owner. And they're from South Park.
Okay. And your hours of operation?
So we're open Saturday and Sunday for brunch at 10 a.m. And then we are open on Sunday till 10, Friday and Saturday till 2 a.m., Monday through Thursday we're open until 11.
So Rebecca, you're in charge of the marketing of Still Cactus, just for this location?
No, so I do the marketing and events for all 6 of our locations in the Pittsburgh area.
Oh, okay. And we were inside when we started our conversation, but now we're in a new part, which is the outside patio. Can you tell us a little bit about this area?
Yeah, this patio is great. Amazing space. It fits up to 150 people. It is heated. It is covered, so we don't have to worry about the weather. This is where we do all of our events at. It's a great space. You can sit down. We have a bar area out here. It's great.
What type of events do you look to book that you go after?
I do absolutely everything. We do baby showers, bridal showers, corporate events, meetings, birthday parties, you name it, we've done it.
Okay, and how do they get a hold of you?
So I do a lot of marketing online, and then I also go business to business. If you go onto our website and complete the event form also, it'll lead you to my information.
Okay, and what is your website?
So it's steelcactuspgh.com.
Okay. So our viewers out there, if they're looking to do a baby shower or bridal shower, whatever, they'll know to go to the website and be able to reach you that way.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Can you let us know, because I know that it's in the middle of winter and it's awfully warm in this building. So if you can let us know about how they do this, or what's the technology.
Yeah, so we have 3 heaters on each side of the patio. They are very warm. It is hot outside here. And then the roof is actually retractable, so whenever it is nice outside in the summertime, we'll be able to open that up, and this whole thing will be in open air. But in the wintertime, we definitely have the heat and the insulation covered.
Okay, and it's just one large room, or can you section this off also?
Yeah, you can definitely section. I have a lot of parties that will do either one half or the other half, because it
Okay.
is a lot of space.
Right now I'm with Maggie. She's the head chef here at Still Cactus. And Maggie, if you can tell us a little bit about the food that you prepare here.
Absolutely. Well, it's an American Mexican style place. Super approachable, not overly spicy, but a lot of really great flavors.
What would be your chef's specialty?
Well, I really love the molcajete bowl. You get a bunch of different proteins. The sauce it comes with is really flavored great. Comes with sides. If not, I like the chicken tacos, cactus style, and mango habanero sauce is the best one.
I was up here probably a couple months ago with one of the people that we were with, had some type of volcano dish.
That's the molcajete bowl.
I don't know exactly. Everything was in there that I guess you have in the kitchen, and the thing stayed hot for the whole time he was eating it. So,
Yeah, it's heated to about 550 degrees. It's a lava rock that's shaped into a bowl,
Yeah,
and it
it was-
stays hot, bubbles everything. It's great.
It was very interesting. So you're not the typical Mexican restaurant then?
I think we have a lot of authentic options, but I think it's also approachable for people. Like we have a buffalo chicken taco, so if you're not into the Mexican style or anything too crazy,
Right.
we
And you
play it
also
safe.
have the fish taco also.
We do have a fish taco as well. Yeah, that's mahi mahi with some caramelized onions. It's really good.
It seems like every time I come up here, my wife gets that, so that's why I know you have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, it was very nice talking to you.
Nice to talk to you as well.
Well, now we're on the inside of the main restaurant. And Rebecca, you've been here for 5-6 months. How has Bethel Park treated you to date?
They've treated us very well. We're still very busy. We have a great happy hour. I think that brings a lot of people in. Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. We have $10 margarita pitchers, $2 off cocktails, and $5 select apps. So that's great for this area because I know before we opened there weren't that many options as far as happy hours go.
Right. In fact, there probably still aren't.
Yeah, there's only a couple.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously from the times that I've been here, it's been a younger crowd, and it certainly was on New Year's Eve. But we do want to, before we conclude, if there's anything else that you want to say about Still Cactus for our viewers, this is your last chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're new to the area, so come give us a shot. We have great food, we have great drinks, friendly staff, and our inside of our buildings are amazing. So definitely come check us out.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the luck in the world. out
Thank
there.
you so much.
Well, I want to thank both Rebecca from Still Cactus and Karen from South Park Township for making our first show of 2019. And we look forward to having. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's our show for today. I want to thank Rebecca from Still Cactus and Karen from South Park Township. We look forward to bringing you a lot of new episodes of local business for 2019 and beyond.